Finally, chapter 155 is here, and it really seems Oshi and Aqua is wrapping up soon with the way things are going. Or at least that's what it seemed like until the end of the chapter, because there might be an insane twist coming up relating to a certain person we know. Plus, Hikaru's role may not be over just yet either. But yeah, with that said, I'm just gonna start with the chapter because it's pretty interesting. It actually opens right where we left off from the last chapter. Although first, Aqua narrates how Ai never revealed the name of their father, even in the video she left for them. Yet, she constantly worried for him. To be honest though, I find it kinda strange that I never even mentioned Hikaru's name, and it makes me wonder if I just planned to reveal his name to them if she were still alive. Or maybe I really did think she was gonna die and left this just in case, then somehow presumed Aqua would go find him somehow. Hopefully Aqua explains that eventually. In the second panel, we can see Hikaru sitting there, completely frozen as he watches Ai on the screen, before getting up to leave. Aqua asks where Hikaru thinks he's going, and Hikaru just says he'll do something for Ai. Of course, Ruby does the logical thing, and screams for Hikaru to wait. There's still something else she wants to discuss, but Aqua cuts her off saying they shouldn't go after him. Then Aqua says that his revenge, then pauses before saying that actually Ruby's revenge is over. And you can actually see it in Ruby's expression, which looks like she just realized she's been freed. Of course, that line is also interesting, because Aqua specifically recorrected himself to say Ruby's revenge is complete, and not his own. That should mean Aqua still has to get his own revenge. Then we see them go back home to Miyako, who is cooking dinner, and is actually surprised they're back so quickly. She even questions if they're able to resolve everything, meaning even Miyako knew that they were confronting Hikaru. Ruby says yes, and Miyako turns around with tears in her eyes, as she says welcome back. At first Ruby is shocked with her black star gun active, but it turns white as tears begin to well up in her eyes. Ruby realizes that now they're finally home, and jumps into Miyako's arms for a big hug. Finally, Ruby is really free from revenge, and Miyako has the kids back home. Aqua just tries to watch on the side, but Miyako tells him to join them too. He doesn't want to at first, but then we see that Aqua eventually caved in, as Miyako says she may not understand everything, but can still guess Aqua's been suppressing his emotions all this time. He's twisted himself and tried to do his best for others, even though he's hurt. Miyako says that Aqua's always been clumsy and kind, yet Aqua's a son she can be proud of. Then we see a really wholesome moment of Miyako hugging the twins, as she tells Aqua he's her pride and joy. And we can see Aqua's eyes widen in the next panel, and Ruby turns to look at him as she realizes something. It may be easy to miss, but Aqua finally releases his tears as he looks away with Miyako gently comforting his head. To be honest, I think that may be my favorite panel in this chapter. It's not only because Aqua's finally free to release his emotions, but overall, this is the first time I believe he's gotten to have a moment like this with someone he views as his mother. Goro's mother never got to comfort Goro like this, and tell him how proud she was of him. She had died when he was born, so Goro never even had a traditional mother. It's the same case with Ai as well. She was only able to tell Aqua and Ruby she truly loved them when she died, and now after all these years, Aqua allows himself to feel the embrace of a mother, once more with Miyako. Both Aqua and Ruby are two people who never had a mother in a real sense in their past lives, and lost their biological mother in their current life. Yet you could also say that Ai was also their idol, so perhaps the one who was meant to be their mother figure all along was actually Miyako herself. In a way, Ai gave birth to Aqua and Ruby, which helped fulfill her own dreams of being able to realize she can truly love someone and help her save Hikaru. Then thanks to Ai, Aqua and Ruby were able to help their favorite idol as well, as finally experience true motherly love. At least that's how I view it. Then we cut to Ichigos office, who's back at Strawberry Productions it seems. Ichigo remembers that Aqua wanted to kill Hikaru, and Aqua admits he had that intention at the start. Even now Aqua still wants to kill him, which is actually cool to hear. It shows that he didn't completely forget those feelings. However, Ruby is ultimately the one who made the choice. Aqua says that his little sister, who should have suffered the same pain as him, chose to forgive others. So that was their answer, and the movie was produced in line with that sentiment. Then Aqua questions what Ichigo will do now. Then Ichigo questions if Ruby will inherit Ai's dream. If that's the case then, he doesn't have the free time to go around killing people, especially with Biko Machi's live tour starting next week. He's gonna be busy promoting them. From the sound of that, it really seems like that's when the next and last big event of the story will take place, especially considering who will likely play a role in that. But before we get to that, we cut to a beautiful shot of Akane, who has actually cut her hair back to the original short hair look she had when she was first introduced. Aqua actually mentions it to Akane, and she tells him it's because she doesn't think she needs to imitate Ai anymore. She even especially tells Aqua not to think she cut it because of her broken heart, now that Aqua and her are done. Aqua says he understands and seems to blush too. It's looking like it's really over for us Aqua x Akane fans. Akane then tells Aqua nobody knows the future, especially what comes after a happy ending. Well, I guess if things ended right now, it would be a happy ending, especially for Akane, since she was able to stop Aqua's original plan to sacrifice himself for revenge. However, it's not over yet, as Aqua asks Akane if she wants to bring it all together to create that true happy ending. He believes Akane should understand what he's talking about, and that's why she met him like this. She must understand that if the source of all their trouble was Hikaru Kamiki, then something doesn't add up. Aqua then mentions 3 very important names to her: Ryosuke, Yura, and Goro. Directly involved in all those deaths is one more person not all of us have accounted for. This person who has wanted Ai's fall more than anyone else. Yet at the same time, they admired Ai more than anyone else too. Then we see a panel with the sounds of the Your Idol recording. The recording is playing Bikomachi's B Is Our Sign song, and we can see someone looking at a poster of the old Bikomachi with all the original members crossed out besides Ai and Nino. With that, the chapter ends, with Aqua revealing that their main suspect, who has operated in the shadows, might be none other than Nino, the former member of Bikomachi. And that's the twist. The main and final villain of the story might be Nino instead of Hikaru. I think a lot of us guessed Nino still had a role to play, but for it to be the final villain is pretty interesting. I mean, we knew Nino was already psycho and had a connection with Hikaru, but now it's clear she was very deeply involved with the stuff he did. My prediction is that Nino's gonna try to do something during Kane's final performance during the Bikomachi tour, and that's when Hikaru himself will reappear. Before Hikaru left, he told the twins that he was gonna do what he could for Ai's sake, and stopping Nino might be what he meant. Now that he knows Ai loved him, Hikaru has no reason to go along with whatever Nino's psycho plan is. Now let's just hope Aqua and Hikaru can stop her in time, and that there aren't any casualties. Also, a father and son team up would be pretty cool. I also found it pretty interesting that Aqua knows about Yura's death now. Although it has never been mentioned before, it seems like Aqua knows about Yura's death and Hikaru's involvement somehow. It makes sense that Yura's body would have been found by now, but I would have liked to see some reaction from the main cast, or how they realized Hikaru was involved. As for Nino, we know she's truly obsessed with Ai. It's also very likely that Nino is the POV we followed in the 45110 short story Aqua wrote, based on the anime opening. That adds another layer of foreshadowing Aqua prepared for us way in advance, which is pretty cool. I'm actually more excited now to see how involved Nino was, and how connected she was to Hikaru. Perhaps Nino may have been manipulating Hikaru in subtle ways this whole time. With that said, Aqua may still be able to get his revenge through Nino, instead of Hikaru. This way, Hikaru may also have a chance to redeem himself in a small way. What do you think Nino's gonna do though? Is she gonna attack Kana during her last tour? Will Nino actually kill someone else? Do you even think Hikaru can be redeemed? I know that's a lot of questions this time, but let me know what y'all think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Shikal Kate or 2 that you can check out. Peace.